following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by Cedar Lake Village, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Elliott Group, Hers Incorporated, J&T Auto Service, Libby Clark at Allstate Insurance, Perfect Detail Salon, Price Chopper, Farm Bureau Financial Services Michael Grant Agency, Scott Electric, Prime Accounting Solutions, Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Seats Incorporated, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Tony Sidoti Agency Farmers Insurance, Spring Hill Fitness, and Whitesell Optometry Vision Source.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome, fans, to Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos, it is senior night here, and without any further ado, we're going to cut away and allow you to enjoy the beautiful sights and scenes, as it is a gorgeous evening here in Spring Hill, players being recognized for their hard work and dedication to the program.
Chase is a 4-year member of Bronco Soccer. He's a member of both the Bronco and Jazz bands, where he plays the alto saxophone. Chase has received a 1 rating at the District Music Festival and is an honor roll student. After graduation, Chase is going to attend Kansas State University, where he plans to dual major in criminal justice and music performance. His parents, Amy and Brian Berman, are accompanying him tonight. Chase Berman. Up next, number 8, Juan Diaz-Sanz. Juan joins Bronco Soccer this year from Spain. He is the son of Carmen Sanz and Juan Diaz. Sharon and Troy Mitchell are his host parents, are accompanying him tonight. Juan will have 2 more years of high school when he returns home to Spain. So far this year, he's enjoyed attending a K-State football game and a KC Royals baseball game. Juan Diaz-Sanz. Next up is number 1, our goalie, Otto Flack. Otto joins Bronco Soccer this year as an exchange student from Luckenwald, Germany. He plays goalie for the Broncos and is specializing as a kicker for the football team. So far, Otto says he loves the people here and has enjoyed going to several Sporting KC games. Upon his return to Germany, Otto will be finishing his secondary education prior to going to university to pursue his interest in economics. Jenny and James Rayforth, his host parents, are with him tonight. Otto Flack. Up next, number 7, August Apo. August is a 4-year member of Bronco Soccer. He plays the trumpet in Bronco Band and is currently serving as the band field director. A 4.0 honor roll student, August has also been involved in PALS and is a member of the National Honor Society. Although undecided on a college of choice, August plans to study visual communication design at a 4-year university. He's the son of Amy and Todd Apo. August Apo. Next up, number 6, team captain Rocco Russo. Rocco is the son of Patricia and Rocco Russo. He's a 4-year member of Bronco Soccer and a 1st-year member of Bronco Football, where he's specializing as the kicker. Although undecided on a college, Rocco would like to continue his soccer career at the collegiate level, where he plans to major in sports medicine. Rocco Russo. Last up, number 14, Eli Wickham. Eli is the son of Mariah and Michael Wickham. He joined Broncos soccer last year after moving to the Spring Hill area. Eli is also an honor roll student. After graduation, he plans to study aviation at Utah Valley University. Eli Wickham. Please give these ladies and gentlemen a round of applause to wish them well in their future endeavors. Thank you.
Certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
Contact Farm Bureau Financial Agent Michael Grand anytime or learn more at michaelgrand.com.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon Smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Welcome back, soccer fans, to Spring Hill Sports Live. Here from Spring Hill, from the Activity Center. We just saw the seniors be recognized. I'm Alex Smith alongside Jason Schwartz. Senior night, always a special occasion as the senior class was recognized. And, of course, it's not necessarily for this Spring Hill team. It's not all about those long-term seniors that have really given blood, sweat, and tears over the long term. We also have a couple of those one-year exchange student seniors as well to kind of punctuate the lineup, and that players and fans, coaches, and parents all get really excited for those players too. Really a nice sight to see this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple seniors to a couple seniors to look at tonight. One of them you kind of alluded to, Otto Flack. He's their senior goalkeeper, foreign exchange student from Germany, and he's really stepped in this year, helped them out quite a bit. Was injured for a few games. I believe the last game me and you did together, he was out against Lewisburg, but he's back in full force as well. And Rocco Russo is another one, senior captain. He's a guy up front that they're going to count on to finish the ball tonight.
So, yeah, you mentioned that previous game we did together, Spring Hill and Lewisburg. This is a different Wildcats team visiting this evening, the DeSoto Wildcats, but these two teams very close in the standings. We'll continue this pregame show on the other side of this break. This pregame show is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. We'll be right back.
Agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at Hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they
Happy birthday!
Welcome back to Spring Hill Activity Center. Alex Smith alongside Jason Schwartz here on Spring Hill Sports Live. The 11-4 Broncos hosting the 9-5-1 DeSoto Wildcats on a beautiful fall evening. The temperature certainly at least 20 degrees colder than last time I was here, Jason. And we are set for a good one. 6th in the table against 8th in the 5A Eastern Regional. And this is, of course, the final game of the regular season, carrying implications for both sides. For the Wildcats, or for the Broncos, rather, I should say, a share of third place right now. 3 teams all tied in that 3 through 5 spot. So Spring Hill could finish as low as 6th, as high as 3rd. DeSoto kind of hemmed in there with the 9 wins in 8th place. They do have only teams with 11 wins ahead of them, so they are going to be unable to advance in terms of their seeding. But for Spring Hill, this is an even-matched opponent, of course. They do play a lot of 4A, some 3A teams as well, but this is a big 5A competitor here, very close by in the table.
DeSoto and Spring Hill the last 4 or 5 years, really are typically a pretty evenly matched team, and that hasn't changed this year either. And like you said, they're going to be battling for some seeding when it comes to the state playoffs. So both teams have a lot to fight for in their last game.
Yeah, for DeSoto, looking up and down their schedule, it's a lot of 2-1, a lot of 2-0. Of course, a little bit closer to the Metro. They do play some of those bigger teams as well. They tend not to feature in those type of matchups that produce the lopsided 6-7-0. But not necessarily an open team, a team that seems like they're going to try to stay compact, stay organized, and that will be staying resolute is going to be key for them, as both the visiting team and the team coming in on the lower side of the table. We'll take one more break with our presenting sponsor, Strode Orthodontics. The other side of this break, bring you some key players in tonight's matchup.
Birthday! Thank you.
Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit gobrawley.com to learn more.
the industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. Pinky Plumbing in Spring Hill is a proud supporter of Bronco Athletics. Keeping your plumbing system in good shape can do wonders for your property's value and lifespan. Get exceptional plumbing services when you hire the plumbing specialist at Pinky Plumbing. At Pinky Plumbing, they take pride in their work and guarantee the best plumbing services in the shortest time possible at the most reasonable price. To learn more, give them a call at 913-568-8201 or visit pinkyplumbing.com. Go Broncos! Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live. 11-4 Broncos hosting the DeSoto Wildcats, coming in 9-5-1. The final regular season clash for both sides, and a senior night to boot for the Broncos. We're going to break down this matchup. The keys to the game are brought to you by Spring Hill Chiropractic and Acupuncture. The key to a better quality of life is making Spring Hill Chiropractic part of your health and wellness plan. Dr. Daniel Harding strives to make it as easy and affordable as possible to get the care you need for the whole family. Learn more at springhillchiropractor.com or call 913-592-3541. Jason, we've been kind of debating who do we want to feature for Spring Hill. Of course, so much of their play in midfield goes through Caleb Bruckner, but it is senior night, so it feels cruel not to feature a senior member who is playing in their final regular season match this evening.
Yeah, and they have a lot of contributing seniors on this team. Big one up front is going to be Rocco Russo. He's one of their captains, senior starter. This is his first year as a starter. Last year he came off the bench as kind of what you would call their super sub. So they're going to really count on him to finish tonight. You mentioned Caleb Bruckner. He's going to be the one in the middle that's going to be orchestrating things. And when Caleb Bruckner is involved and when he's involved and when the ball's on his feet, that's when Spring Hill's at their best. And they're going to be looking to play a lot of through balls to Russo, and Russo just needs to put him on frame and bury him tonight.
That is going to be key. And in this other game, Spring Hill against the Wildcats from Lewisburg, that is a game that Spring Hill dominated possession for most of the game, undone by just a moment of madness, gave away a single penalty, ended up losing 1-0. And mentioning the the schedule, the record of DeSoto this season suggests that that's exactly the type of match that they do want to play. So getting on that score sheet early, relieving that pressure for the Broncos is going to be key, as they don't want to be tripped up on an off night before heading into the postseason. Now, what exactly at stake here if you finish first through fourth in the 5A East section? You do have hosting rights for a first-round game, so as I mentioned, Spring Hill can finish anywhere between 3rd and 6th. That not only depends on winning tonight's match for them, it also depends on results elsewhere. But we will take our final break, return for anthems and kickoff next. You are watching Spring Hill Sports Live.
Option Bank Community Banking at its best. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live. Moments away from anthem and kickoff. Trying to get you these starting lineups before we do get into the anthems. And I think we're going to take this moment to step away for the presentation, actually, of our national anthem. We will be right back.
All of these players have proven their willingness to work hard and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. We ask that as a spectator you consider the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, and athletes have put forth. Cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not, through any of your actions, cause them to doubt the value of high school athletics. The officials for this game have been mutually agreed upon by school officials from both schools. Without them, the game would not be possible. We ask you as students, parents, and citizens to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for our national anthem?
Approaching kickoff now on Spring Hill Sports Live. The national anthem played, the sun dipping below the clouds, and a beautiful 57 degrees. Going to be a bit chilly here as we enter the tail end of this contest. But we will get you those starting lineups now. These starting lineups are brought to you by America's Heartland Collection. From antiques to live plants, you never know what you're going to find to add to your own personal collection. Let us spark your curiosity at America's Heartland Collection, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5 at 305 South Webster. For DeSoto, starting in goal, Brody McCoubry, the junior. Kyle Newberry, Tate Atkinson, Coulter Maybe, Ethan Koch, Luke Van Boeven, Jack Bakerink, Ashton Hoffman, Austin Lum, Jackson Porras, and Mitch Swain are the starting 11 for the 9-5-1 DeSoto Wildcats. Interestingly, 4 of those players actually listed as part of the JV roster. I think it's kind of more of a combined situation, but the Broncos also do put some of those players on the field as well from their JV side. Not in the starting lineup, though, for Spring Hill this evening. It is Otto Flock, the senior exchange student, starting in goal, wearing looks like wearing the 99s there. And Rocco Russo, Gus Oppo, Juan Diaz-Sanz will be a trio of seniors in the starting lineup. Caleb Bruckner, you'll see plenty of the number 9 for the Broncos in midfield. Jake Rainforth, just a freshman in the lineup. Eli Wickham, Luke Bunker, Zach Bruckner, and Jacob Bruckner. Whole lot of Bruckners for the Broncos this evening as they will look to move to 12-4-0, and ideally for them, earn some hosting rights for a first-round matchup as we are moments away from kickoff here. Again, Alex Smith joined by Jason Schwartz. Plenty on the line for Spring Hill. Unfortunately, for DeSoto, not really able to affect their seeding much here in terms of the result of this one. But it looks like players are going to be shaking hands, and the seniors getting ready for what they hope is not their final home game. They're hoping, of course, to host another one. But you got to make all these moments count. And even for seniors like Otto Flock, who, of course, has only played the senior season here in the U.S., in America, still, those memories mean a lot. It all boils down to these moments.
There's always a little something different about your last regular season game as a senior. You work so hard for 4 years. You come together with your teammates, and for it to be your last regular season home game, really your last guaranteed game for a lot of teams at the end of the year, there's always something special about it. So there'll be a little bit more fire for Spring Hill Broncos tonight, and I'm sure for DeSoto as well. Though it's not their senior night, they have seniors that are also suiting up for what is their last regular season game as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. Glad to be a part of it tonight.
So Broncos in the purple will be moving from left to right on your screen, and the visiting Wildcats in their white kits. Got to say, as announcers from the press box, we do love a lot of these kind of the modern jersey designs get a little overcomplicated. The numbers hard to see, the outlines blend in. We're kind of far away here. The angle that you're taking in this game from on your screen, that's the same angle that we're watching it from the press box. So both of these squads, beautiful plain color uniforms with clear numbers, and that is not always the case when you move up the food chain. Surprisingly, you move to college, you move to JUCO, and suddenly teams want to put all kinds of bells and whistles on their jerseys.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of more of the simple classic look, and both teams are sporting that tonight.
Like baseball, two historical sports where you love that old school uniform. We got purple, we got white, and it's that simple. And it looks like the ball is going to be immediately put out of play. A couple of subs. I think, is that so that a couple of seniors can maybe get that start in this match and then quickly substitute out of the game?
Yeah, sometimes schools will do that where they'll give their seniors an opportunity to get out there and, say that they started a game. And that's a conversation that happens before the game between coaches, and to let the seniors go out there and start on senior night.
Right, and so Spring Hill did have possession first, kicked it to DeSoto, who obliged by putting the ball out of play. Spring Hill returning the favor and gifting possession back. We are now underway 30 seconds into this one. Chasing it down the right side goes Russo early. Cross in and doesn't beat the first man. Still with a chance at the back post was Bruckner, as this game exploding to life. Not off the kickoff, but off of the kind of throw in there after the ceremonial starters.
Russo put some great pressure on the DeSoto defender there, and that's what started that entire thing. He was able to continue down the wing and played in a good ball.
Yeah, Ethan Koch, the defender, with the clearance there, as this ball is going to be dealt with easily by Rainforth. So Spring Hill with the first attack of this one. And they'll look to continue to be on the front foot. Charging down the middle this time, looking for Russo once again. But again, it's Ethan Coate clearing it away. So a couple of seniors there already matched up early on in this one.
We're talking about a lot of seniors tonight, but one guy to keep an eye on is going to be TJ Randall down here on this right side, number 3. The game that we called against Lewisburg, he caused a lot of problems there down that right side.
Spring Hill going down the left side, shot coming in the center of the box was blocked. And a free kick going to favor the defenders this time.
Looks like we had an offsides call. It's tough to see that.
Yeah, it is.
Referee down there in the corner.
A little bit cut off from both of the near corners, but as I mentioned, just a beautiful evening. Going to be tracking the temperature as this one continues in the second half. A slip on the goal kick as Spring Hill Broncos with possession middle of the park.
Will be a little interesting to see how the turf holds up throughout the game. A lot of times when these colder temperatures, start to move down throughout the evening, that turf can become just a tad slick, and it's not necessarily moisture that's on it, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. But we'll see how it goes.
Russo on the press, wearing the armband, makes the interception. Tries to play it down the line, and there is T.J. Randall. Early on, trying to get onto the ball. Looks like Spring Hill opting for that classic front 3 approach right now with Russo through the middle. Yeah, although he can kind of peel off as we saw him do and kind of run down the sides too.
Yeah, they typically go with a pretty classic 4-3-3 look, and it looks like they've continued that today. They'll run their wingers up and down the sides and hope to create some crosses into the middle.
Here come DeSoto down the left side with Backerink. And a nice tackle there sends the Broncos springing the other way.
Real good physical play. Hopefully that's an indication from the referee on how he plans on calling tonight's game, letting the kids play. Obviously we want to keep it safe out there, but I like to keep a lot of those ticky-tack fouls out.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a physical challenge there. Luke Bunker for Spring Hill, the smaller player on that occasion, but able to stick it in, make that defensive presence felt here from the right back position. Broncos trying to get directly into the box, but no one home. McCoubry hasn't really connected with teammates on those goal kicks so far. Now, first real run on the ball for Bruckner. They've got Randall down the right side, unable to find him. And this back line very busy early on for DeSoto already.
They're doing a good job of playing the ball through, taking advantage of the lanes that DeSoto's given them.
Bunker into the box, cleared away fairly easily, but decent supply early.
So in a situation like that, I think it's more productive, and I would have liked to see him play possession there. You really only had one person in the box for the Broncos, really surrounded by DeSoto, and more often than not, a cross like that isn't going to lead to much of a chance. So I'd like to see the Broncos be patient tonight, keep possession. They have the ability to, and if they can connect with their passes and, make DeSoto run around and chase it throughout the game.
Yeah, just like this. Here comes Sans in that cross into the box. Is again dealt with, but Russo first to the rebound. Leaves it for Randall, and that prompts the first save of the evening for Brody McCoubry. And that was a little better with the interplay. Did end up resulting in the cross, though, still coming in from the right side. I think above all, what can be hard to kind of avoid at this level, you don't want to fall into the trap of course, with so many right-footed players going down the right side and crossing it, and on the left side, you're always cutting in. You don't want to mix it up. You want to use both sides of the field, obviously, which we've already seen them do, but you don't want to make it a repeated pattern on each side and make it predictable.
And that last ball in, I thought was much more productive. They had 3 guys in the box. They were in much more of an attacking position, and so crosses like that are beneficial. And they were more patient with it. They were able to take their time.
Jacob Bruckner there with a nice run into the box again down the far right side where the Broncos have been buzzing. But no end product once again. It's been all Spring Hill so far. About 7 minutes gone in this one.
They need to continue to keep their pressure up. I know we keep going back and referencing that Lewisburg game. But they had about, kind of 10, 15 minutes of that game where they kind of let their foot off the gas, and it cost them. And, that's all it takes.
That strike coming in was always heading high and wide off the left foot.
Again, I'd like him to be a little bit more patient. I like the aggressiveness. You had 3 guys out in front of you, and a ball through there or pull it back and try to create another chance there. That's the odds of connecting on a shot like that are low. And when you have people forward, use them.
Diagonal ball looking for Randall, who has really been a target for Spring Hill early on.
Like I said, they'll work a lot down this right side. Between Randall and Spiegelhalter was also one down that right side last time that also got a lot of playing time. And they'll run those guys back and forth. They'll sub them in and out throughout the game to keep them fresh.
Defensive header, but it is going to fall for the Broncos. Little tussle now. Great chance in the middle for Sans. And Sans was taken down. The question, of course, was it in the box? Looks like the referee is pointing to the spot. And it could be a penalty, but we're going to wait for confirmation for certain. Sans entering the box there was down for some time. No doubt that it was a foul, and the players lining up to suggest that this will be a penalty. Yes, confirming this is indeed a penalty. Bruckner stepping up for it. That's who you'd expect for Spring Hill. So here's a great chance from a dead ball opportunity for the Broncos to go up 1-0 here in the 9th minute. Can their number 9 put them ahead? McCoubry in goal has made just the one save so far. Has been active early. Here's Bruckner. Strikes it low, strikes it true into the right corner of the goal. And McCoubry guessing the wrong way. The Spring Hill Broncos now lead 1-0.
Great PK. Confident, put it low in the corner. Even if the goalkeeper would have guessed the correct way, it still would have made it a tough save. But, that penalty was created from all the pressure that Spring Hill's had, into this first 10 minutes of the game. They've played multiple balls into the box. They've had possession within the box, opportunities, to shoot. And at some point in time, it's just going to break down and one's going to get through.
So Juan Diaz Sans, the senior, another exchange student. We were speaking about Otto Flack earlier. Those are the 2 senior exchange student players for Spring Hill. He's the one who sprung into the box and was eventually taken down right on the edge of the area, but I don't think the referee had much hesitation there. Was pretty resolute in pointing to the spot. My hesitation came from the fact that I've seen already multiple free kicks from inside the box in games that I've been working. But that one straightforward, a penalty into the right corner. Again, the goal coming in the 9th minute.
Now they need to keep the pedal down. Don't let up now. You're controlling this game. You don't want to let DeSoto back into it.
Yeah, especially in possession, as DeSoto have really yet to kind of establish a flow to their offensive play.
Spring Hill is just winning the middle of the field right now. They're not allowing DeSoto to get comfortable. They're not allowing DeSoto to keep the ball on their feet very much. And DeSoto's not really connecting a whole lot of passes together, so it's making it very hard for them to get any type of control in this game. And Spring Hill so far has just looked like the superior team.
Yeah, the Bruckner's kind of running things here as Jacob Bruckner is kind of operating at the base of this midfield, as this is the first little piece of action for Otto Flock comes to collect that one easily. You got Jacob Bruckner kind of at the base of midfield, then move up a little higher. And, of course, the goal scorer, Caleb Bruckner, making things happen on the offensive side. This one taken away by the Wildcats. Played up ahead by Newberry. Luke Van Boeven, the senior captain for DeSoto, not able to link up successfully that time, retreating back to his left back role. Broncos cleverly keeping it in on the far side, but running into a couple defenders. Jacob Campos already gotten the ball a couple times on that far left side, saw him unleash that hopeful strike. We'll continue to track how he's supplied there down the left side. This one's played through, and a clear shot for the Wildcats blazed over the bar. It was Bakerink who was in clean through on goal, put the defender on his hip, and the strike was down the center of the goal and just about half a foot over.
Can't let that happen. You have to you have to keep that guy on your hip. You're the last line of defense, and you're on an island on your own a lot of times out there as a as a right back. So he's got to be more aware, stay a little bit more outside, keep that leverage so he doesn't have a shot.
Corner coming in. It's an in-swinger, right-footed. Back toward the middle of the box, but several Spring Hill players could have made that clearance. And yeah, we talk about keeping a defender on your hip. That's kind of more of a little basketball type of something we think about for basketball. But yeah, that move at the top of the box just looked like just simply received the ball and then chose his moment to go. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to let someone get past you that easily in that area of the field.
It was a good opportunity for DeSoto, and I mean they handled it well and they created it well. I think it just could have been defended a little better, but lucky to get out of there without any damage done.
The Wildcats doing some nice defending now of their own. Newberry on the challenge, working on TJ Randall, but it does result in another Spring Hill corner. Campos will take this one lefty, and Spring Hill will come short with Bruckner at least as an option. This one goes long, though, and a great delivery, but passing by the first man. Bruckner back into the center, headed toward goal, and eventually away. Clearance is missed, though. A nice strike hits the crossbar, and out of nothing, kind of that clearance kick was just missed, and it was a beautiful opportunity. The center back, Zach Bruckner, a freshman, coming forward to have a strike at that one, and it's a chance you don't get as a center half that often. He nearly snuck that one under the crossbar.
Taking a ball off a volley like that is something, and players love, especially connecting on it the way he did. He was able to stay on top of it and not let the ball get away from him. Great opportunity, just needed the thing about 6 inches lower.
Here's Jacob Bruckner into the area, playing it across, and finding a teammate. That one got all the way through to Jacob Campos, who seems like he may have left the finishing boots at home this evening, because that shot from very close in was very wild.
He got excited, and what you'll see in those types of situations is you'll see their shoulders fly back. When their shoulders fly back, you have a hard time staying on top of the ball and keeping that ball down. So, a little bit more control, but I love the opportunities that they're creating early.
Yeah, exciting, dynamic play right now from Spring Hill as we have played 15 minutes here in the first half. The goal coming in minute number 9 for Spring Hill's number 9. Wildcats making a couple of changes. And again, spoken multiple times about the potential postseason implications of this one. Spring Hill 11-4. And, we do keep kind of alluding back to that other game that we broadcasted here with the Wildcats from Lewisburg one of Spring Hill's 4 losses, and that's a great kind of comparison game, a measuring stick for this one, because Lewisburg, another team that's kind of right in that mid-table area in this 5A East region.
Yeah, it is, and following that Lewisburg game, after had a little bit of time to let it marinate, I think they walked out of that game a little disappointed with the end result. There were some things that they could have done better, controlling the ball a little bit better, especially with some of their passes in the midfield. And then, like also we talked about, they kind of had that 15-20 minute lull where they just didn't have the energy, and so excuse me. So we need them to keep that throughout the whole game. They've obviously been the dominant team today so far. But it's a long game. You got to play 80 minutes. You can't just play 60. So if they continue to do that, I think they'll like the result they have today.
Over 3 games now, Spring Hill since losing that one, as DeSoto quickly into the box through Atkinson. That is going to be a high and wide shot. I think it was deflected. So corner for DeSoto. But Spring Hill have not conceded in the 3 matches since that Lewisburg game. They have won by a combined 15-0, of course, 15-0, I should say. The 10-0 over Paola is always going to skew things there, but a 3-0 and a 2-0 as well mixed in there. And the fact that was just a penalty goal in the Lewisburg match, really showing this Spring Hill defense has been resolute lately. We'll see if they can stay that way. Another shot coming in. It's Austin Lum this time, a senior from the center of the box. Another bouncing ball opportunity, but another errant strike.
They just need to clean it up a little bit here. A little sloppy over these, last couple of minutes, which is something we talked about that, they really can't afford to do. So hopefully they can get back on track here, control the ball, pressure DeSoto, and create some more chances on their end.
And it just has to be that way. As soon as I dig up my stat about their defense, then DeSoto gets really their first, sustained offense of the game. It is simply bound to happen that way. Here comes Spring Hill on the near side. Luke Bunker throwing in. And there is Spieghalter on this near side, who is in the game for TJ Randall. Crossfield ball, and Campos overran it.
Little miscommunication there. Campos was going through for the run. I thought Bruckner thought that he was going to hold up there, but good push. That was, that's the type of runs that they're going to have.
Wow.
Another foul down.
So Caleb Bruckner was actually turning runner on that one, and this is going to be given as a goal. So Caleb Bruckner just ran through on goal. I have never seen anything like this. Caleb Bruckner was running through on goal, and he tripped. He was not looking for a foul on the play, but the referee calling the foul as kind of just pursuing the ball, which he would have never gotten to. And they whistled that for a foul, so there was part one of this crazy play. And the second part is a referee putting the ball down. And Caleb Bruckner, who just got up from winning that penalty, said, hey, this is a live ball situation. I can run up and hit it whenever I want to. The goalie was practically standing on the penalty spot. He was trying to tell his defenders where to go for the wall. And Bruckner just strolls up and boots it right in the corner. Suddenly it's 2-0.
It happened so quickly, I missed the entire thing.
That was, I
look up and I see they're celebrating, and I don't know what the heck's going on. But that's something you got to be careful of. And you can play a quick ball. Now the referee does have the decision sometimes to slow it down. And if a player asks for the wall to be counted out in steps, the referee will will stop play. But hey, Bruckner went out there and took advantage of it, and the worst thing that was going to happen in that situation was he was going to tell him to come back. So
yeah, you might as well kick it, unless you kind of have that bad rapport with the ref where he might give you that yellow for time wasting. But certainly everything was legal, everything was done properly from Bruckner's perspective. The questions, of course, will be asked of the referee. One, was that a foul on that play? What is certain is that ball was not one that Bruckner could have gotten to, even if he had not taken a tumble there. Into the box, it was just lobbed forward, and two players colliding. It was given as a foul, and then the second question that they would ask of the official was he right to just place the ball down that quickly? But once it happened the way it did, like I said, I mean, Bruckner just did what any player would be instructed to do.
Yeah, I mean, heads-up play, I can't imagine the DeSoto side being too happy.
No.
If I think that would have happened against the Broncos, I don't think we would be too happy either. But, it's a situation that bounces Spring Hill's way, and they took advantage, and it's 2-0.
DeSoto scrambling to recover, really have only had that corner set-piece opportunity so far in this first half, and now find themselves down 2 goals. The penalty from Bruckner, and then Bruckner striking again, and twice actually from dead ball situations. That one pretty clearly struck a DeSoto player's hand, but play will continue. Wildcats down the far right side with Austin Lum. He's looking to cut inside. Nice job as it's finally cleared away from the top of the box. Austin Lum, though, getting through a couple of defenders, connecting with Atkinson in the middle of the field. Player I feel bad for on the Wildcats side the most is the keeper, Brody McCouber. He was standing in the middle of the box. He was nowhere near the position that any goalkeeper would ever be in when facing any type of free kick from anywhere. And all he could do, obviously, that's why Bruckner just rolled the ball easily into the corner.
Yeah, it's such a tough situation, and
I'm gonna be rewatching that one for sure. Yeah, rewinding that one, and actually, that's a good time to remind you fans that we do have the technology to cut these plays, get them onto your phone with highlights very rapidly. If I can find this here. Easy Relic. If you want to clip the latest big play, text SHHS. As this one comes in, middle of the read, the Wildcats get one back from the corner. Then that's where they had threatened. So you want to clip that one. Again, if you want to clip the latest big play, text SHHS to 816-406-0051. Spring Hill has partnered with Easy Relic to give our viewers a chance to capture every moment of every game, and we've already had a couple of interesting ones in this one. You can get every highlight sent right to your phone. Again, text SHHS to 816-406-0051. Best of all, it's free. To learn more, go to springhillsportslive.com/EZ. So you can get a clip of that corner goal. You can get a clip of the mayhem that preceded the second Broncos goal. But we've now seen 3 goals here in the hectic first half.
We're definitely getting an exciting night so far. On that situation, you got to be marking better, and that's all it was. It was a great finish by DeSoto. Good ball in, good execution by them.
So Spring Hill suddenly, with their deficit, or with their lead, I should say, cut in half. May have been a surprise to find themselves up 2-0, but now the lead is just 1. A couple subs trickled in during that time, trying to let the fans know about Easy Relic, and suddenly the Wildcats have put one past Otto Flock.
I'd like to see I'd like to see Spring Hill slow it down a little bit here.
There you go.
Was kind of a hectic 5 minutes, and control the ball, take some possession here.
Did you say something about slowing the game down? Here's a center back booting it right up to the striker for you.
Yeah. The beginning of the game, the first 10 minutes, they were possessing the ball. They were winning the midfield, and they were keeping control. the game's taken a little bit of a turn, and it's gotten a little bit more hectic. Now, some of that's DeSoto's picked up the energy a little bit, and they're also playing a little bit better.
You're right, though. When the when the Bruckners sort of fade out of play, and this is another topic we touched on briefly in our other matchup, but it seems like Spring Hill, some teams excel when they go directly from center back up to striker, when you kind of just bypass the midfield, try to use the athleticism to create odd man opportunities, especially at this level, but really any level of the game it works. This Spring Hill team, though, they play best through the middle of the field, and yeah, you see the frustration there as Dennis Martinez just received the ball quickly, tried to play it up, and that hasn't worked at all for the Broncos. When they have kind of worked it short passing and then tried to break down the side is when they have created more opportunities. A little bit of discussion going on, and you can understand the DeSoto players kind of trying to rush the official after the free kick and make sure that it doesn't get taken instantly. I think that may be the discussion here. Logan Baum, a substitute for DeSoto, seems to be the most animated. Teammates holding him back as the captain's now meeting with the official.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's having a conversation about the physicality of this game. And I know we talked about early about how you would like a physical style game, but there's been some pretty hard fouls early on in this game, and if the ref doesn't get control of it, it can get pretty nasty as the game goes on. So it looks like he called the captains together, told them, hey, let's cut this out, let's play some soccer. We don't want anyone to get hurt. And then the captains went back to their teams, had the discussion. So hopefully things lighten up a little bit.
We have just seen every kind of action that you can see in this first half. 3 set-piece goals as this one is played into the area. Put on frame again, gathered fairly easily by Makubri. But DeSoto striking through the corner kick, Spring Hill through the penalty, and then the free kick.
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of love lost between these two, which is always fun. You want everyone to stay safe, and you want everyone to get out of this game healthy. But two teams that face each other every year, they're typically pretty competitive each year. Especially on the boys' side. So I don't see the intensity of this game going down anytime soon.
Yeah, and a nice taste maybe of what's to come too, with this being the final regular season game. You get some familiar foes, and you ratchet up that extra bit of energy. Not quite maybe playoff intensity, but really as close as you might come in the regular season. Nice touch by Spieghalter, and they look in the middle. Another errant clearance, but collected easily. And that back pass rule is one I saw come into effect. Tonganoxie versus Baldwin. The keeper actually ended up handling a back pass, and that game ended up 1-0. Scored on the free kick that resulted from the keeper handling the ball off the back pass.
Yeah, so the keeper's allowed to handle a ball off the defender's foot if it's deemed not intentional.
Right. And that one's pretty clear, shanked kick. On this occasion, it was a very deliberate back pass, and you actually saw the goalie kind of bend down, and as he was bending down, he tried to stop. He knew what was happening. It was quite a entertaining scene for the neutral fan, but on that occasion, I believe it was the Baldwin keeper spared some blushes. They didn't ultimately score off that. I've also seen the penalty in the box, or the free kick in the box, awarded when a player fell down on top of the ball and controlled the ball, not with your hands, but you still can't do that. And
that happened here in our
exactly. So, working 5 games of Kansas high school soccer, I've seen every manner of possible strange goal, weird rules being in effect, things that you can watch the Premier League for 2-3 seasons, not see a single time, and in a handful of games in Kansas, you never know what you'll get. This is more patient from the Broncos.
And this is this is when they're at their best.
Right, and they're already playing with the lead too. It just naturally fits.
Mm-hmm. When you're moving the ball around, DeSoto's going to be chasing. It's going to tire DeSoto out.
Rare poor touch there from Bruckner, as this is a great counter opportunity for DeSoto. Aldape has the ball on the right side, looking to possibly cut back in. Instead to the byline. Nice left-footed cross, and it was on line for Luke Turner, but that ball was steaming through the box, coming really hard, and Turner just couldn't stop it.
It's a good recovery there by Spring Hill, getting guys in the box. Great cross, too, by DeSoto. A little unlucky. I think that it didn't find a DeSoto foot, but all in all, pretty good play there from both teams.
Yeah, great wing play from Cruz Aldape, the sophomore, wearing the number 23. Kind of seems to be operating in that lone striker position, but floating around, was very decisive when he received the ball. Now again with it, looking to run at those Broncos defenders. Bruckner with the defense this time, as Campos looking to clear it. Bounces, looked for a moment that it would fall nicely for Rucco. That one's kept in bounds, though. Broncos looking to build from the back. Spieghalter rocking the headband. It's always a great look in this game. Thought we might see maybe a couple more accessories, maybe some gloves on with the temperatures dropping. Doesn't look like too many players opting for it. Not quite as many opportunities in soccer for accessorization. We were talking about kind of the classic nature of the uniforms earlier. But something that you see young players kind of try to express that freedom when they can, and the offside flag coming in just a touch late, but trying to enter the box looks like Russo, a step offside. Under 10 to play here in the first half. Broncos did take a 2-0 lead under strange circumstances. Nothing controversial at all about that first goal, of course. Sans sprinting into the box, brought down, clear foul. But a strange free kick opportunity that was then taken very quickly will be a talking point for the DeSoto Wildcat fans.
The biggest turnaround that I've seen so far in this game has really been how DeSoto's playing a lot better in the midfield.
And there's a physical clash there. Whistle does come in, but who do you call this one on? Both players really barged into one another, and
that's tough. It looks like that call came down from the assistant referee.
Yes.
There was they're both pushing and shoving down there. They're both being physical. It looked initially like DeSoto might have initiated it. It's tough a lot of times in those situations. It's a coin flip, but in a situation like that too, like they have to continue to call these. This is
right.
Turned into a very physical game, which is a fun game to watch. But the number one priority of the of the referees is
protect those players,
the health and safety of the players. So it's got to be called. I'm sure we'll have multiple of those that will go against us today too.
Campos, nice delivery into the far post area. Bruckner trying to poke it with the outside of that right foot.
Campos has got a heck of a left foot that he likes to play in on those crosses. He's played in some good corners already. That was another good cross there, played into a dangerous spot.
And DeSoto just looking to switch up play to the far right side, unable to connect with that long diagonal. And so after that physical exchange, Ty Spieghalter will head back to the bench, and Randall will return. Easy for us, of course, to notice them when they're on the near side of the field so close to us, with Campos kind of operating on that far side. It is interesting with that 4-3-3 offensive approach, kind of what style of winger you choose to have. And Spring Hill, a team with options. Campos is a player who's played through the middle, as they're using another forward option now. Seth Lovett wearing number 5. You see him closing down there. But they're going with the true kind of traditional out-and-out winger, the right-footed player on the right side with a lefty on the left. Of course, nowadays you kind of see more commonly to invert those players so that they, the goal being they will cut in and shoot on their preferred stronger foot. But with the classic setup instead, more commonly running to the byline and putting crosses into the middle seems to be more of the strategy for Spring Hill, lacking those kind of true elite technical players to cut in on that right foot and just unleash those longer shots.
I'm excited to see that Lovett subbed in here. I thought he was pretty impressive against Lewisburg. Uses speed.
He's got speed, like real speed.
Yeah, definitely caused some issues. So like to see how they get him involved.
Nice turn in the middle of the park as they find Bruckner. Got a lot of age groups on this Spring Hill team. You see number 2 in the middle of the field right there, Parker Simon, just a freshman, being asked to do a lot, covering plenty of ground in the middle of the defensive midfield.
Yeah, I mean, between Randall, between Simon, between
all the Bruckners.
Yeah, and the Bruckners. I mean, they have a good freshman class that they ask a lot of. These guys are playing in a lot of minutes in these games, deep into a season, on a talented Spring Hill team. This isn't a
Oof.
team.
That's got to be a yellow card.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Can't come in like that.
Yeah, Parker Simon received the ball, and it was kind of a bad pass. He sort of had to stretch out and receive the ball, and that made it look inviting for Jackson Porras, the senior midfielder, who will be forced to briefly, at least, head to the bench after being the recipient of what was a very clear-cut yellow card.
I got a feeling that's not the last yellow card we're going to see through this game.
It is the first.
It is.
Comes in the 35th minute. And, surprised, to be honest, with the challenges that have come in that it is indeed the first. But, of course, as these games progress, you do tend to see a whole lot more yellow cards in that second half. You mentioned just trying to keep control of the game so tough. Here comes Randall. That one deflected. May go out for a corner, instead out the side. Newberry has been very active in that DeSoto back line. Spieghalter returning after a quick breather, so now both Randall and Spieghalter on the pitch at the same time. Might see the junior Spieghalter possibly down that left wing.
It was a good clearance by DeSoto. Good pressure by Spring Hill.
And that ball taken out of the air, but collected by the Broncos. Smooth 1-2. Back into the middle. They were looking for Juan Diaz-Sanz, who has kind of been quiet. He's been on the bench as well since scoring that goal. Or receiving, kind of charging into the box for the penalty, rather. Caleb Bruckner, the scorer of both Bronco goals. DeSoto just looking for something. Of course, they'll take that penalty goal. They'll take that any day of the week, very much against the run of play. Really, the only 2 chances the Wildcats had in this first half were via the corner.
I mean, I think DeSoto's definitely picked up their intensity. They're not letting Spring Hill control the middle of the field as much, but they really haven't had consistent possession. They've caused some chaos. They've caused some issues. But and one thing you are seeing with Spring Hill, really controlling the possession here, frustration sets in, and you're starting to see that a lot with a lot of the fouls that they've had.
Here comes Bruckner, spreading it nicely for Spieghalter. Yes, he is appearing on that left side. Cross, and he was looking for T.J. Randall.
That was a great ball by Spiegelhalter. Picked up, he saw him, he picked up, or he pointed, he knew exactly who he was going for. Randall just couldn't quite get his foot on it, and a wide open net there.
The understudy, T.J. Randall, was picked out very nicely by Spieghalter, the junior to the freshman, but just out of his reach. And you saw him kind of limping gingerly, maybe overstretched for that one. Couldn't quite get there as that ball beat everyone to get all the way across the box.
And they got that chance because of the pressure that that they've continued to have on DeSoto this entire game. They had pressure on DeSoto. It was a bad giveaway right in the middle of the field.
Giving it away to
in the attacking half.
Giving it to Bruckner too. That's not what you want to do.
No. So and then they took advantage of it and almost got a goal from it.
Spring Hill red hot right now. Would love it if maybe that halftime buzzer could come a couple minutes later, but they'll have to try to add another in the next minute 20. Spieghalter got around the defender and puts a move on. Spieghalter down the left side, crossing in the middle, and that's where kind of being more familiar with crossing with your stronger foot does come into play there.
You did a fantastic job working down that side. Just wasn't able to get a good cross in, but I'd like to see him continue to work down there.
So we are under a minute, and we will stop the clock for this one. Another yellow card. This one assessed to Adam Koch.
It's a lot of frustration coming from DeSoto right now.
Yeah, that one is that yellow wasn't for the initial foul, was it? I didn't think so.
It wasn't a great foul, and I think some probably could argue that it could warrant a yellow, whether it be a soft yellow. But I think he had a couple words for the ref as he walked away, and
you got to give the free kick space too. You got to get out of that little vicinity too.
So I think that's what's happening here.
And everybody going to get forward as we are under a minute. Only one player back for Spring Hill, as now the official having a talk with the coach and the entire DeSoto bench. As if this one needed any more heat to it, you add that controversial second goal the Broncos did score, and that just kind of adding fuel to what many would consider a rivalry matchup, at least in this sport. That one was well defended initially by the Wildcats, just kind of skimmed off the top of the head. And so this corner kick may be our final action of this first half. Bruckner on the far side will take the in-swinger. Lofted delivery, put not quite on frame, but Spring Hill will get to do it again. Only 15 seconds remaining. That one was going wide of the post, though, and we're going to have another clock stoppage here. Not sure why.
Might be checking for a handball.
That one was defended kind of off the line by the post guard. And it must have been Spring Hill was trying to take that corner from the far side. Again, not sure why they would have thought that was viable.
Well, because of the conversation, they were able to stop the clock.
Right. It works out for the Broncos. 12 to play here. Bruckner puts it in. Lower delivery this time. Falls at the top of the box for Rainforth. And the shot was blocked away. That will bleed out the remainder of this first half. So Spring Hill will take a 2-1 lead into the locker room. All three of our first half goals coming from dead ball opportunities. First from Caleb Bruckner in the 9th minute, the penalty goal, and then the controversial free kick strike that was allowed to stand. The Wildcats responding in the 21st minute with a corner goal of their own. We'll be right back, break down the action, preview the second half here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
Contact Farm Bureau Financial Agent Michael Grand anytime or learn more at michaelgrand.com.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
First Auction Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573. Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Pinky Plumbing in Spring Hill is a proud supporter of Bronco Athletics. Keeping your plumbing system in good shape can do wonders for your property's value and lifespan. Get exceptional plumbing services when you hire the plumbing specialist at Pinky Plumbing. At Pinky Plumbing, they take pride in their work and guarantee the best plumbing services in the shortest time possible at the most reasonable price. To learn more, give them a call at 913-568-8201 or visit pinkyplumbing.com. Go Broncos!
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos currently leading 2-1 over the DeSoto Wildcats. And Just went downstairs checking out the concessions, checking out the bathroom, and it is buzzing down there with conversation about the Broncos' second goal. It was controversial. Some folks said, hey, we got broadcasts on the scene. I heard someone say we're sending it to the Kansas High School Association, and, man, a controversial goal, but it does stand, and it does have the Broncos leading 2-1 right now against the Wildcats, who grew into the game somewhat kind of as the half was nearing its conclusion, but then Spring Hill really finishing strong there with a stretch of attacking play at the end.
It's really turned into a fun game. We got two teams that don't seem to like each other very much. We got a controversial goal. We have a penalty. We got everything that you want for to go in and have a great second half.
Yeah, we've got everything you might want from a soccer match, but we've only seen one half of it. So we've still got about 4 minutes here on the clock. We'll take a quick break and be right back, preview the second half here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. Pankey Plumbing in Spring Hill is a proud supporter of Bronco Athletics. Keeping your plumbing system in good shape can do wonders for your property's value and lifespan. Get exceptional plumbing services when you hire the plumbing specialist at Pankey Plumbing. At Pankey Plumbing, they take pride in their work and guarantee. For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health, because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Spring Hill Sports Live from the Activity Center on a beautiful evening. Second half, of course, will be played under the lights. The beautiful evening we're going to, we tracked the start temperature was 57 degrees, going to track the game end temperature as well. But for now, the Broncos do lead 2-1. The halftime show is brought to you by Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. Again, Broncos up 2-1. The controversial second goal after a long foul was given, and then the free kick was allowed to be taken almost instantly, and we're set for the second half. You said it, Jason, the teams that don't like each other, you add the now at least one team's fans, at least the fans don't seem to like the ref much. You're adding that into the mix, and we seem to be set for a potentially dynamite conclusion to this second half.
If it's anything like the first half was, then we're in for a heck of a second half. You know, obviously, you enjoy the competitiveness. You kind of saw there towards the end that DeSoto started to get a little bit frustrated. You want to make sure that if you're Spring Hill that you're able to continue to keep a level head, focus on the game. And, when I talk about that, we talk about how Spring Hill is at their best when they're controlling the ball. They're controlling the pace of the game. They create their best chances when they do that, and obviously DeSoto doesn't have the ball in those chances. When the game got chaotic and Spring Hill was kicking the ball around and kind of playing the style of play I think DeSoto wanted to play, you saw it on the field. DeSoto started to get more chances. So I'm hoping they went in at halftime. Coach Schwartz was able to sit them down and point out the fact that, hey, if we keep possession, we keep the ball, DeSoto's chasing us, that's when we're going to be at our best.
And we look set for kickoff. We had kind of a ceremonial kickoff with some players in the starting lineup immediately get subbed off to begin the game with, of course, the senior night, the players being recognized. And you see that in various sports. Usually they get a couple plays. Usually you have thought maybe they'd get a couple touches of the ball, but this game has just been so tight that you can certainly understand that from the coaching perspective, that despite wanting to do something ceremonial, you do have to keep the winning the game as the highest priority. Here comes Sans, but he was dispossessed. So DeSoto quickly the other way. 2-on-1 opportunity, but Broncos easily able to clear that one. Fairly quiet evening for Zach Bruckner, and that's a good thing if you're a center back. If you don't have your name called much. He did have that volleyed attempt on goal in the first half that struck the crossbar.
I mean, there hasn't been a lot of consistent pressure being put on Spring Hill's defense by DeSoto. Like we talked about, they have their moments, definitely, and they're a little bit more chaotic moments, but consistent pressure they haven't had so far.
And this foul will come in late. It looks like the official was just looking to play advantage and somehow thought that Campos had an advantage while he was laying on the floor.
Yeah, that was an interesting late call. I just kind of assumed that
it wasn't a foul.
He wasn't going to call it, but it's kind of tough to give advantage when your player's lying on the turf.
I mean, it kind of goes against the term advantage as this one runs over the end line. But, man, it's really easy to make all types of declarations from up here. And I was talking with my friend about the kind of the importance of personality in a JUCO soccer match earlier this week in soccer officiating, and why does it seem like the ref's personality is important in soccer when it doesn't seem to matter as much in other sports? As we have looks like we might have an injury player helped off on the far side. That's TJ Randall for the Broncos. And the conclusion we came to is there's only one ref. Basketball, you got 3. Football, you have like 7. But you got one man there running in the middle of the field, and he's responsible for everything, every interaction with every player. There's no one else. There's nothing to deflect to, and that certainly makes the job so hard. I know it's something on the higher levels of the game that's actually being discussed, is just having another on-field referee.
Soccer is also an interesting sport in that perspective because the players are allowed to interact with a referee in soccer like you're not really allowed to in other sports.
Right.
If you watch basketball, if a player starts yelling at a referee in basketball, he gets teed up. If a player starts yelling at a ref,
it takes a while before that card comes out.
In football, you get a flag, so there's more of an immediate penalty. I mean, you watch some of these matches, maybe not necessarily at the high school level, but once you get up to the professional level, players will get right up in the face of these referees, which is bizarre. And I think it's a terrible thing that soccer's just kind of let happen. But it happens at every level across the entire world. And so, you have to have thick skin to ref really, and to ref really anything dealing with coaches and parents and players. But like
it's
you
just
said, there's only one guy in the middle.
And even the verbiage that we use, like the ref needs to control this game. That's not something that we would say for any other sport. It kind of, just that alone kind of illustrates the difficulties, the challenges. This shot is way wild. Fortunately, though, it does find that back netting.
Yeah, and to that, a referee in soccer can really, can really control the most of the physicality within a game.
Mhm.
I've watched games where referees just let play go, and honestly, I think this ref to start this game wanted it to be that. There was a couple questionable fouls maybe early on that I think he let play, but I think he's done a pretty good job of getting it under control, making sure that both teams know that, hey, we're here to play soccer. We're not here to run around tackling each other.
Right, that the technicalities from free kick restarts and all that is one thing, but the player safety and kind of deciding what's a yellow, what's not, that's an entirely different kind of category or of priority.
Sure, yeah, and I'm sure the Broncos, obviously think that he made the correct call on the free kick, and I'm sure the DeSoto Wildcats think that he made the incorrect call. It's an interesting call. It's a judgment call. I'd say most of the time a referee's probably gonna stop the play there, but it's up to his discretion, and both teams got to be ready. And Bruckner took advantage of it.
Long ball played up ahead for Russo, who ducks in behind and may get to this one first. Does not.
I like the way Spring Hill started. They've held possession. They've taken their time, and they're not really giving DeSoto a whole lot of chance to really get in this game.
Nice job coming up ahead by Wickham that time. As that one is going to be a foot race between Bruckner and Colton Mobby. Russo had that one taken away from him from behind. Pumped up ahead, but not controlled by the Wildcats. That's somewhat been the theme for them, at least in the second half. Now Bruckner running with the ball. Tried to do a little too much with it that time. Collected here by Austin Lum. Put up ahead, and that, I believe that struck the arm off the control. Don't think that was a foul. Hopefully, those of you viewing at home do pick up some of these sights and sounds coming down from the crowd here, as we do expect it to ramp up in terms of the intensity and the kind of the color of these comments from the stands. Don't have a cough button either, so you're getting it unfiltered. Broncos comfortable in possession, even inside their own half, passing around. Happy to do so. Abercrombie now down the left side. Plays it for Russo in space. Dragging his defender further wide. And had the cross actually blocked.
Good defending there by DeSoto.
Yeah, Russo initially looked like he may have had an opportunity to run to the byline. That quickly withered away for him. As this throw put into the box. Abercrombie going to find Russo again. Looking for a different outcome. This time Russo finds some space, but couldn't get any loft on the cross. And there's just no outlet here for DeSoto.
I mean, the amount of pressure that Spring Hill has continued to play doesn't give DeSoto a lot of options. They've had to just kind of send it.
Here's Russo in the middle. Falling for Bruckner, the shot blocked in front. The shot looked accurate, maybe destined for that bottom right corner, but was rolling on the floor. Now Bruckner again, this time making the defensive intervention. Back for Russo. Has time and puts in the ball to the middle of the area. It was headed down nicely. Still breaking for Spring Hill.
Good job holding the ball there. Didn't get impatient.
And that is not the conclusion that Spring Hill were looking for out of that attack. Freshman defender Jake Rainforth stepping forward a little over-eager there, but again, that's a... Don't even want to call that a freshman move because that is something that you see at every level of the game. You see a long, extended stretch of possession, and suddenly a defensive player finds himself a little farther up the field than he normally would and gets some ideas in his head, and that is what we saw that time. This one poked through, and the pressure will not stop on Brody McAbree's goal. Nice touch, though. And here come the Wildcats immediately trying to play that ball through the back line.
Yep.
Ugly foul as Coulter Mobby charging through the back. And the strange thing to me is the protests after. I mean, we've been talking about the physicality and the difficulty, but that one was about as clear-cut as they come. He ran through the back of the defender. And, of course, you're always going to hear the fans complain. That's not what I'm talking about. But the players just kind of reacting not how you'd expect to what seemed to be clear-cut.
Yeah, this goes back a little bit to what we've been talking about. It just kind of DeSoto, I think, being just a little frustrated. You know, not only maybe with some of the calls that haven't gone their way, but just the game in general. They haven't really had an opportunity to have free flow of this game. They've been chasing the ball around a lot. Even the goal that they did get, was off a corner. So I think they'd like that to change. Obviously, Spring Hill would not. And I mean, as long as Spring Hill continues to put this type of pressure on them, DeSoto's going to have a hard time getting things going.
Yeah, you see DeSoto right now just trying to break out from their own half. Finally doing a little better job now, as Mobby running from the near to the far side. Wildcats looking to sustain pressure in the Bronco half. And maybe able to do so now, creating an opportunity. Player takes a tumble on the far side, quickly back up for it. Nice feet. Keeping the ball in, crossed in the middle and in between two defenders, but that one went over the end line.
That was a good chance by DeSoto. Working it all the way down to a touchline, playing a tricky ball there in the middle. Unfortunately, went out for a goal kick before they were able to do much with it.
Yeah, that's I'd say their best chance really from open play on the day. A nice play down that far left side. As San's looking down the right now.
It was a good idea. That would have been a tough ball. Play that maybe a little bit more down towards the corner.
And this is the kind of foul we've seen most often from these Wildcats, kind of just that over-eager, over-pursuit of the ball, just running through the back of the Spring Hill player who knows that he's going to get there first. So we saw this time as Rainforth will come ahead to take this bender with the right foot. Good delivery near the penalty spot. Bouncing ball now for Russo. And now Buckner looking for the return. And it was a good idea for Sans, but just a bit too heavy for him.
Great ball movement there. Moved it from one side of the box to the other. A lot of one touches, a lot of quick touches. Just a little bit of a heavy touch there at the end, but that was a great idea, and that's the type of stuff that Spring Hill needs to continue to do if they want to finish this game.
Yeah, have been controlling the play, stacking the Buckners in the middle, center back, defensive mid, and the attacking mid. That strong spine of this team has been the key for them today. That one played out wide, and Russo actually did get a touch to it, but couldn't keep the ball in. We have unofficially 4 shots for the Broncos, 3 for the Wildcats. And same in terms of the corner count as well. 2-1 where it matters. No goals so far scored in this second half.
So, I mean, just that play in the midfield there by Jacob Bruckner, moving to the ball, being aggressive and going towards the ball is something Spring Hill has just consistently done in this game. They're beating DeSoto to these 50-50 balls. They're controlling the middle of the field. I know it sounds like I'm just kind of beating a dead horse here with this, but there's just no way for DeSoto to get any type of momentum in this game.
And we have a disagreement here between the main official and the linesman about whose throw-in this is. And that's about as irate as you'll ever hear a crowd in terms of a throw-in near the middle of the field. But eventually getting it right, and that's why they do have those assistants on the side, of course. Maybe it was unfair in our conversation about refs earlier to make it seem like the officials are all alone out there, but that's how it seems as a viewer too. It really seems as the linesmen kind of have their little role, but it's definitely not like basketball where those three refs work in tandem, or like football where each ref is watching their own thing, or any fouls that those guys call are really kind of just bonuses in addition to them sort of just tracking that line, obviously.
Back in high school, I used to referee soccer, and I did a lot of linesmen, and one of the unfortunate things that they have to deal with is you're typically you're either on the side with the coaches or you're on the side with the parents.
Yeah,
and,
that's a lose-lose.
You typically get the earful when something goes wrong.
So who's worse, the parents or the coaches?
I want to plead the fifth on that one.
Hey, we got parents watching, so of course the coaches are worse. This ball played long and cleared away by Spring Hill. Here's Buckner. Here come DeSoto, though. Immediately, again, trying to play it through that back line. Just hasn't been there for him. There's a strong challenge, but a clean one. As Logan Baum, who was actually on a yellow card, the player that just made that challenge. Oof. And that one is quickly going to result in a yellow for Spieghalter. And ironic cheers from the Wildcat fans as this is maybe not entirely ironic, this is a free kick in a good attacking position. Too far for us, certainly, on that far side to kind of say whether that was a yellow card offense or not, really, according to our highly respected expert opinions.
And I think a lot of times you get in these type of games where some yellows have been handed out, where some
precedent,
the play is physical, and that comes down to controlling the game. So I think if we're watching a less physical game, I don't know if that gets a yellow, but from my vantage point, but the way this game's gone, and I think the aggressiveness of it probably warranted it.
Yeah, you even saw the challenge even from the Wildcat player earlier in the sequence. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about kind of keeping the game under a certain level of physicality. It can really build. You can even see it just in one sequence like we just did. So this one is going to come in from the far right side after over a minute's worth of stoppage.
It looks like we were fixing the clock there.
Referee going to get back into position. The Bronco wall in position as well. And the free kick now about set to come in. Long delivery is punched out by Otto Flock. And the shot is blocked in front. Was still alive for a moment, but Spring Hill are going to break out now. This time the Wildcat defense equal to it. So a throw in from the side.
Looks like we might have a free kick. Looks like the assistant referee called the foul on DeSoto on that far side.
Well then, this is a promising chance maybe for the Broncos to hook one right-footed into the box. Certainly putting the players forward. 3 back and the taker for Spring Hill. Delivery in the middle of the box is hit by Seth Lovett, but there was an offside in that initial set piece, so would not have resulted in a goal even if it was on frame. And every time the ball stops, the DeSoto players have something to say to the official. It doesn't necessarily always look negative either, but it's always something.
And sometimes that's okay.
I've totally. I don't want to sound all negative on that.
No,
but
yeah. I mean, I've always appreciated
refs who can have the actual dialogue.
Between, referees and players, and I think he's done a pretty good job today. We saw in the first half, bring the captains together and have a conversation with them to calm things down. So, for as physical as this game has been, for some close calls, a possible controversial goal, I think he seems to be handling things pretty well. Now, as this game goes on and as this the time runs out.
Whoa. Flock says, guys, my bad. I won't do that again. That was a little bit worrying for the German keeper here for the Broncos. Just kind of couldn't decide which way he wanted to go. Had those kind of the center back splitting wide for him, and eventually, I think that was intentional. Just ran out of options, ran out of time, decided he'd play it off the defensive player and out of bounds.
I think you'd like to see him not to do that.
Yeah, you don't want that to be intentional.
In that type of situation, there's not a lonelier place to be in the world when a goalkeeper makes a mistake with his feet like that and it turns into a goal for the other team. I don't think he was quite in that position where that was going to happen, but makes your heart skip a beat.
It certainly did. The ball making its way to Brody McCubry, who, of course, has let in the 2 goals, but frankly hasn't had much to do. Neither keeper having a very active evening, as the action has been majorly kind of centered on this midfield portion.
Yeah, I mean, for as much as it seems like Spring Hill has, somewhat controlled the game, somewhat controlled the pace of the game, I mean, DeSoto's back line has just played really well. They haven't really allowed Spring Hill to have too many really solid chances. And so credit to them to that for really having to defend a good portion of this game.
Yeah, something they're accustomed to doing. A team that is pretty much finds themselves in matchups like this in almost every game they play. Mentioned a whole lot of 2-1, a lot of 1-0. The one tie, of course, as well. A lot of low-scoring, tight affairs played by this DeSoto Wildcat team. And that's very interesting to see for them because certainly more than Spring Hill, they kind of have a I want to call it like a more balanced schedule where they play teams, smaller teams and bigger teams from the KC Metro, a little more so than Spring Hill do, but it seems like it doesn't matter for the Wildcats who they come up against. They just play that same tight defensive kind of game and has led them to this 9-5-1 record. Here's Lovett. Rarely see him on the ball in the midfield. Able to link up on the far side. Broncos charging down, have men in the box now for the cross. Instead playing it for Rucco. Nice turn. And it is eventually shepherded out of play by the Wildcat defenders.
It's a good turn there. Good play over there on that far side. Continuing to push that ball forward. Broncos just kind of seem one ball away.
Mm-hmm.
One touch away from a really good opportunity. This is going to be a pretty obvious statement, but you would obviously like them to get one more goal and make this lead a little bit more comfortable. A 1-goal lead is never comfortable. Anything can happen. I think Spring Hill so far is deserved to be in the lead, and honestly, I think they probably deserve to have another goal. They need to get that finishing ball in that final third.
I was going to say that extra goal really kind of would embody the kind of flow of the play in this game.
And I would anticipate, here with, probably in the next 6 to 7 minutes, I mean, DeSoto's going to have to open up a little bit. I mean, on the flip side, they really haven't, challenged Flack in the goal at all. They've had the corner, and that's really been it. So they're going to have to open up. They're going to have to make a push to try to tie this game up, and hopefully that opens up some opportunities for Spring Hill.
Of course, this is a huge, and I mean humongous, possibly could be one of the biggest days in Kansas City soccer history if the KC Metro is awarded the World Cup bid. We've got high school games all over the place this evening, and the women's U.S. national team playing the match against South Korea at Children's Mercy today. So it is a gigantic day with the FIFA officials here in Kansas City for the local soccer scene. And, of course, hoping that they can bring, as a traffic reporter by trade, I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing how traffic gets affected by a World Cup match. Would love to find that out.
Bringing a World Cup to Kansas City.
Oh, man. Just give me one group game, man. It would be unbelievable. Here we go. Russo into the box. Crossing and looking for Buckner, but was not able to collect it. Buckner again. Down the right this time. But sliding and making the intervention. Think that was Brady Lum.
I mean, just the way that soccer has grown in the KC Metro area over the last 5 or 10 years, and we've seen it with World Cups in the past, and the way that people gather down at Power and Light for women's and for men's. Sporting Kansas City has become a very big team here in the Kansas City area, with a city that already has two pretty prevalent teams in the Royals and the Chiefs, and then there's also a very strong college city as well. And so I think Kansas City would deserve a World Cup game. I think they would. I think it would flourish, and I think it'd be a fantastic opportunity.
That cross into the box was collected at the near post by McCoubry. And as a transplant myself, not a KC native, I completely agree with you. Of course, it would be, especially with 3 nations hosting that 2026 World Cup, that gives FIFA, unfortunately, on the Kansas City side, a whole lot more options to choose from, as they have Canadian and Mexican cities to also kind of compete against. And it would be, you'd think, unusual for a city of Kansas City size to be awarded a World Cup match. That's why, of course, we're so hyped for it. That's why we're creating a lot on the scene. And this is shockingly a yellow card for Jacob Bruckner, who clearly got to the ball first. But that doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't a foul. Typically, it does mean it wasn't a yellow card, but excessive force and player endangerment can always be invoked to justify that usage of the yellow card.
And he's going to keep this pretty tight from here on out.
Yeah,
anything that looks, not that was reckless or really too aggressive, but anything that looks aggressive, he's going to be pretty quick to blow the whistle. And at this stage, he's probably going to be pretty quick to reach in his pocket for the yellow card. Really, just for the reason the way that the first half went.
Right, and a worst case scenario for either of these teams in the final regular season match, of course, is to lose a player with injury. Something that you never want to see at any time, but in particular, players nearing the end of their high school career or nearing the end of a significant season.
Yeah, and you're right. You never want to lose anyone to injury. But towards the end of the year, when you've been counting on these individuals, throughout the entire season, it could really put a damper on the end of the year.
Rainforth, a beautiful ball down the right side, looking for Lovett. Has options in the center, charging into the box and playing it off of that first defender, resulting in a Broncos corner. That was an amazing ball. Oh, no. Spoke too soon. No corner. I guess it's last touch by Lovett. But that was an amazing ball as the freshman defender Jake Rainforth marauding forward and unleashing one down the right side.
Some of these calls that were going for us in the first half,
they're coming full circle.
Going for us in the second half. So, we'll see how these 13 minutes go.
Still clinging to the 2-1 lead are the Broncos, as that one booted sky high and out of play. DeSoto, despite kind of their inactivity near that Broncos goal, you just feel they've got to have one more chance in there somewhere. Bruckner in the middle of the park was not fouled this time. Here come DeSoto, and the player going down in between a couple of players, and wow, the referee not only not calling the foul, but making that stand up, you're flopping type of gesture.
Maybe I'm biased, but from my angle, that looked like a good call by the referee. I think that he may have got touched a little bit, but I think he went down pretty easily there. So I think that's a good no call. I
agree with that. I just thought the the cut that out was a little. I've never seen that at this level. You know, you see that all the time. Pro guys making divas of themselves with their multi-million-dollar paychecks, which you hate to see, but never seen never seen that at this level. So here comes Lovett as Spring Hill just trying to keep the ball on this side of the field for the remainder of this one. Even when it is in their own half, though, just not many DeSoto players in the vicinity. Here come the Wildcats. Austin Lum spinning down the far side. Now Baum into the middle, had it blocked away. And that one pretty straightforward. Arms in the back. You can see it clearly when they get extended. DeSoto into the area. Clear header on goal. And it's tipped, I believe, on the way over. No, this is a goal kick, so that was not on frame, just beyond the far post. It was a beautiful delivery after the first header, wide open in the middle of the box. All alone was Logan Baum, and not able to get the header on frame.
That was a missed assignment, and that's one of the few times today that I've seen, a pretty big hole in Spring Hill's back line. It would have been interesting to see if he would have brought that ball down to his feet. He had time. Let's see if we can get a good counter here.
Here comes Russo. Into the box, still Russo, but the touch a little long. And was surprised to see Makubri actually standing his ground, not rushing out there, but it pays off as the defender tracking back, able to make that tackle.
Held that ball on just a tad too long. Would have liked to see it get off his feet a little sooner. But things are starting to pick up a little bit. I think the intensity wasn't quite what it was in the first half. I think these last 10 minutes or so, it's going to ramp up. It's going to open the game. So it's going to not only create chances for DeSoto, but it's going to also create some chances for Spring Hill on the other end.
This one going to get into the box and be collected by Flock. Nolo charge down the left side with Oberkrom.
Can't have those giveaways there in the middle.
And this time it doesn't come back to bite the Broncos, but don't want to give it away inside your own half, as nobody home in the middle of the field to collect that one for the Broncos. Freshman Jake Rainforth stepping forward again. He's played a fantastic match this evening on Senior Day, the young freshman in the back line. Another chance to show what he can do, rather than turning middle, keeping possession at this point in the game, the smarter play to simply tap the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're ever in doubt down there on the outside, you'd much rather kick that ball out than play a mistake in the middle of the field.
I like that he's considerate, too. You see a lot of defenders when they kind of make that covering run to the sideline, they like to, for emphasis, they like to smash that ball as hard as they can. But, we don't have a stadium here. We don't have high fences on the side, so just play it out calmly. You don't need style points here. And this cross-field ball is an errant one, kept in well, though. And Spring Hill just sensing the opportunity here as Ruocco went in sliding. And you don't want to see that. Both players went in feet first, Ashton Houghton and Rocco Russo.
Yeah, you got to be a little careful there. DeSoto went in there late, and that's that's going to be the call there. Russo got there first, even though they both slid in. DeSoto was a little late, so that's the reason for the free kick here.
Just one where you hope that a leg doesn't collide with a cleat, as Bruckner hooks a nice ball in. It was on frame and looked like Dennis Martinez just about got a head to it, but didn't really change the trajectory of the ball enough to confuse the keeper. Another cross into the box. Martinez again the target.
It was a good step to the ball there by DeSoto.
So building slower now are the Wildcats after being frustrated all evening trying to control the midfield. Moving into the center of the park. And that one ran through a number of players. This one is hacked away with force.
I'd like to see Rainforest step a little sooner there. He was a little hesitant. I think if he stepped sooner, he was able to clear that ball out.
And now you see Ty Spieghalter, who was forced to the bench momentarily with the yellow card, tracking back, doing some defending near the back line. 6:30 to play now. Crowd certainly into it. Hope you are watching at home as well. Alex Smith here with Jason Schwartz. Been my pleasure as always. I believe this is the final soccer broadcast slated for the season. Don't have word on who might be hosting yet, and therefore our network's assignments, but those have not been finalized, of course, as they will be. Teams around the Metro all playing their final regular season matchups tonight. Bruckner coming away with the ball and then sandwiched off it by a couple DeSoto players.
And DeSoto players almost ran into each other there.
Here's Baum. DeSoto with bodies in the center, and that ball nearly broke kindly for him. Fortunately for Spring Hill, Seth Oberkrom was in the vicinity. This one's easy for the Broncos to collect. Nice 1-2.
DeSoto's going to start to push. Things might start to get a little bit chaotic here, but Spring Hill has to stay disciplined to what they've done. They have to stay strong on the back line. They cannot give the ball away in the middle, and if they can continue to do that and make it tough on DeSoto.
Foul comes in the middle of the field. Dennis Martinez a bit overeager. So this is a chance for the Wildcats to get some bodies in the area. They'll do so and leave Van Boeven back to take it. Van Boeven takes. Lofted ball into the center of the box is dealt with nicely. Good skills from Aldape. Some with fancy feet a couple of times in the first half, the sophomore substitute, but that's kind of been his game in this one. Just a little flash here, a flash there, and then don't see him for a while. Broncos trying to see this one out. It's been a fairly straightforward game for senior Otto Flock, although he did have that one moment that he nearly came to regret. Wildcats just unable to keep the ball. And you need that to score.
They are starting to push forward. You're seeing a lot more bodies pressuring Spring Hill's defense. A little surprised they haven't been doing a little bit more of that throughout the game. They're having some success here. Like Spring Hill has throughout the game, keeping possession. And, making it uncomfortable for the Spring Hill defenders.
Nice footwork here from Van Boeven along that far side. But eventually he got a little too tricky with it. And Bruckner now, unfortunately, nobody ahead of him really in support, is just wondering where to go with this one.
Yeah, Spring Hill bunkering down a little bit now. So a lot of times those breakaways, you're kind of fine just sending it, wasting a little bit of time, and here's a chance.
Here comes Campos on the left foot. Now going back to the byline. Gets the cross in, and it was inviting for Spieghalter, but the chance and the energy there of Campos's run just kind of petering out at the end. Here come the Wildcats down the near side. It's Mobby. Sliding tackle coming in and leaves at least one of the players involved in some pain. Maybe both.
It's a little late on that. I don't think that warrants a card or anything.
So free kick in a threatening position will be taken by the lefty, Aldape. Bending in toward the goal, and a couple of Spring Hill players there to clear it. It did fall kindly, though, for DeSoto, but the poor first touch. And the chance goes begging. That could have been something for the Wildcats. Spieghalter looking to find space down the right side as we are under 2 minutes now. Desperation setting in for DeSoto.
Okay. A little pushing and shoving there. And that was a pretty easy call there. DeSoto player fell to the ground and then decided that he was going to take the Bronco down with him.
Yeah, so in case you've been watching all evening and you forgot what this game was like, that was a great little microcosm right there. Players in the ref's face, you got the fans. It has been quite an atmosphere here for this one. Senior day, of course, for the home side, but it's been the Wildcat fans, of course, dismayed that what looks like it may stand as the winning goal was awarded in the first place. But ultimately, for DeSoto, in the grand scheme of things, I mentioned this off the open, they had nowhere to go, nothing really to gain even from a win in this match. Whereas Spring Hill can finish between 3rd and 6th, depending on those other results. DeSoto, that was not the case for them. So even if they do feel maybe a little unfortunate, victims of that officiating situation ultimately won't play a big part in their season. Still may have something to say in this one, though.
Man, Caleb Bruckholter just keeps winning ball after ball in the middle. He's done it all day, and now that DeSoto's starting to push forward, he keeps making it impossible for them to push it forward.
And what I like most, too, is how many different positions he's kind of recovered the ball, too. It hasn't all been pressing high up the field. It hasn't all been tracking deep. It hasn't all been in the middle either. He's been wide. He's been deep. He's been up ahead. And really doing it all, not only offensively, but defensively as well, the junior. And so we've reached the end of this one, a hard-fought 2-1 Broncos victory. All 3 goals coming in that first half, and the eventual winner that put Spring Hill up 2-0. Quite controversial. All 3 goals also come via the set piece, the first from a penalty, second off the free kick, and the DeSoto goal off of a corner. We'll be right back after the break, wrap this one up quickly, and get you on your way. You are watching Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Pinky Plumbing in Spring Hill is a proud supporter of Bronco Athletics. Keeping your plumbing system in good shape can do wonders for your property's value and lifespan. Get exceptional plumbing services when you hire the plumbing specialist at Pinky Plumbing. At Pinky Plumbing, they take pride in their work and guarantee the best plumbing services in the shortest time possible at the most reasonable price. To learn more, give them a call at 913-568-8201 or visit pinkyplumbing.com. Go Broncos!
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live. Broncos winning 2-1 over the Wildcats. Apologies, they already turned off the scoreboard over there, but today's postgame is brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. So senior day here for Spring Hill, but ultimately the junior Caleb Bruckner scoring both of the goals here for the Broncos for the 2-1 win. How are you feeling about Spring Hill, Jason, heading into now the postseason as we'll await the schedules?
I thought they played a really solid game. They did the things that I wanted to see them do. They were able to keep possession a lot of the game. They were able to keep DeSoto off balance. DeSoto never really got into much of a groove. They started putting some pressure there at the end. But I thought Spring Hill played well, and Caleb Brockholter was just a man on a mission today. He controlled the middle. He was winning balls, and I thought he had a heck of a game.
So we'll wrap it up for the final time here in the soccer season. You got football tomorrow with the 6:40 pregame show start, the 7 p.m. kick in Eudora, but with no more soccer on the schedule. It's been my pleasure of bringing you Spring Hill soccer this season alongside Jason Schwartz. I am Alex Smith. We'll see you next time on Spring Hill Sports Live.
You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by Cedar Lake Village, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Elliott Group, Hers Incorporated, J&T Auto Service, Libby Clark at Allstate Insurance, Perfect Detail Salon, Price Chopper, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Michael Grant Agency, Scott Electric, Prime Accounting Solutions, Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Seats Incorporated, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Tony Sidoti Agency, Farmers Insurance, Spring Hill Fitness, and Whitesell Optometry Vision Source. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.